So today I want to begin with a thought. So
Mhm,
Sanjeev, have you
mhm.
ever met a teacher who you don't remember for what they taught, but for how they made you feel?
Yeah, of course. I do
Okay.
remember.
And that quiet encouragement, that one
Uh-huh.
conversation, and that one moment of
True.
being truly seen. Okay. And some connections don't end up with classroom. They stay,
Mhm.
they echo, they become a part of who we are. And
True.
that exactly the space today's conversation come from. So welcome to the podcast. Today we have with us Sneha Khangilkarkar, an educator by heart. Even though she
Hmm.
stepped out of the classroom over two
Okay.
decades ago, she has
Okay.
spent 18 years of teaching.
Great.
So
Good.
18 years of
Mhm.
teaching. But for Sneha, teaching was not just about lessons or subject. It was
Mhm.
about those quiet human connections, the ones that stay long after the classroom is gone. And it was those quiet human connections. And over the years, those moments did not fade. They stayed with her, they grew with
Mhm.
her, and eventually became her book, The Echo of My Chalk. So
Yeah.
today she continues to stay connected to people and learning
Mhm.
through her work with Rotary and even through something as beautifully expressive as tango dancing.
Wow.
Okay. But at the heart of everything, she believes is this: what a teacher carries into the classroom often matters more than what they teach. So, Sneha, it's such a pleasure to have you with us today. Welcome to the podcast of Soch and Samvad.
Socha Samvad. Welcome, Isnaji, in Socha Samvad.
Thank you so much, Seemaji and Sanjeev. I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me, and I'm quite excited about this
Yeah,
podcast.
even we are excited. Even we want to
Yeah.
talk to you. And I think Sanjeev and me have already come prepared what to ask for you, what to ask. So, so Sneha ji, be ready to give us answers. And maybe the
Oh my
first
God.
thing, and the first thing that I wanted to ask you is, while you were writing this book, The Echo of My Chalk, did anything surprise you about yourself as a teacher?
Yes, surely. While I was writing the book, I realized that the teaching shaped me also along with the students. It was not that
Mhm.
I was only teaching them, but I also learned so many things. And for one, for sure, I developed a lot of patience. It was
Mhm.
not there earlier, but
Yes.
children taught me to be patient and dealing with them. I also became resilient also. And I think the most beautiful part is the curiosity thing. Since they are curious, it rekindled my curiosity, and the child in me, sort of remained alive all the time.
Mm.
So I'm happy about that effect. And I would say that while I was gathering the perspectives from the students, their
Mm.
memories, their
Mhm.
stories, I found that they remembered not the lessons, they remembered those emotional connects, that smile, that nod, that encouragement. Those were the things that they remembered
Mm.
rather than the subject matter. And that made me feel that it is not that I was teaching them lessons, but I was teaching them experiences or creating experiences for them.
Mm. Mm.
So I think in the whole thing, I the discovery that really surprised me was uh, I saw myself as a learner in my own story.
Mm.
So that is the thing.
Yeah, so
Right,
children
right.
definitely teach a lot. And as you both know, I have a daughter who is just 10 years old. I'm learning every day from my daughter, something or the other. She has some lessons to teach me from her classrooms, from teachers, from the neighbors' children, whatever it is. So
Yeah.
every day I'm learning from her. And then if you look at our Soch and Samwad's series of podcast, the first podcast that me and Sanjeev recorded was Who is Your Teacher? And my
Yeah.
daughter.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so Snehaji, really maybe I cannot agree more on this topic that you know that you are learning every day. from your students.
Yeah. And that's what
Yeah.
really keeps us alive. We don't realize it, but that's what really keeps
Yeah,
us
yeah.
alive.
True, true, true.
One question from my Snehaji.
Mm-hmm.
Is have you ever had a student who really challenged you so much that they actually made you as a teacher?
Yes, I'm sure many of them must have challenged me at
Mhm.
different times. I used to
Mm.
teach English and social studies, that is,
Achha.
English and history, civics, like that.
Yeah.
Later, of course, I started teaching them geography also. But history has its own challenges because they have grandparents at home. So, there's
Mhm.
always this contradiction or another version of the story. Those things
Mhm.
keep you on your foot, and I have to take a
Mhm.
very neutral base.
Mhm.
And but I think the most challenging part came when it came to teaching civics. I tried to make
Okay.
it as relatable
Mhm.
as possible,
Mhm.
but uh, there were times when they would find it difficult. So one day, one student, he was like,
Mhm.
really after me, help me learn this properly, or help me remember it better, things like that.
Mhm. Mhm.
So while I was explaining to him how he should remember, I started
Mhm.
creating a flow chart of that topic on
Okay.
the blackboard. So, then, and he nicely at the end, he's looking at it like this and he's saying, okay, that will really help me. And then we both stood side by side, happy with that flow
Mhm.
chart. And I was
Yeah.
also happy it shaped up. And what I learned was that I could embrace these challenges as an engagement
Hmm.
and rather than resistance. So that was a good thing to learn from
I
it.
know 18 years of teaching, definitely you'd have
Yeah.
many challenges. So it's quite difficult to remember of them also, right? So many would be
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Okay. So moving ahead, do you think students actually remember the subject or the feelings?
You tell me, Seema, as a professional,
Hmm.
what would you remember vividly from your day's work?
From my day's work in the last 24 hours, I remember I've been heard by my CEO. I was being
Mhm.
appreciated in one of the meeting, how I'm taking the ownership and moving ahead. So of course, it's a feeling. It's a
Yeah,
feeling that we
the
remember.
feeling.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, not the
This is
teaching.
what
Yeah.
this. It's
Okay.
not the teaching; it's the feeling.
Yeah.
Sanjay, do you recall anything like this in your
Uh,
day's work?
yeah, of course. Means no,
Don't
when
tell me targets and all. Huh?
uh, no, it's always feeling, which I can't agree more with Seema and of course yourself. Like, he's always feeling human relations and how you um, approach people and how do you you deal with people and how do you
Right,
this is all how you manage people. Even in the
right.
hospitality, it is always you always been remembered that how
Mm.
that person actually dealt with you. Uh,
Absolutely. In your industry also, it's equal, very important. I think a
Very
lot of
important.
it
Yeah.
comes from those vibes that you
Mhm.
people give,
Yeah.
rather than the actual food that we eat,
Yeah.
that
Of
could
course.
come last, but it's that first feeling like that. So in the same way, uh, so like in your industry or in Seema's work sector, it's always about finally the bottom line I'm trying to stress upon is everyone wants to be seen, heard, and acknowledged.
Yeah.
This is the basic need of a human being. And
Yeah.
therefore, children also, they always remember how you make them feel and more than the subject matter. So, subject matter, they will remember better or connect to better if you make them feel heard or valued or
Correct.
recognized. That is the
Agreed.
thing.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So
Agreed.
Sneha, to add to
That,
this, sorry to
hmm.
interrupt. To
No,
add to
no, no.
this, I remember, I think Sanjeev, I had told my daughter at the school, um,
Uh-huh.
I had told, I think I will rebring this again, the story. She went to the school after 5 days of her illness. And
Hmm.
when she came back from the school, I asked her how the day was. She started crying and she said, my teacher did not even ask me how I'm feeling. And I was telling her, like, it's okay, maybe the teacher is busy or there are so many students she has to take care of. We should have forgotten. But she said, no, Mama, she asked other students, other children, she didn't ask me. So
Wow.
exactly how the child is made felt at the school
Yeah,
is what I'm correlating now, Sneha Snow. I think
right.
before I would have asked
Absolutely.
this question, I think it's very important that, yes, that's happening with my daughter. And as you
Yes.
said, in any industry, it may be corporate, it may be hospitality, it may be any hospitals or at home as well.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Anywhere. It
Yes.
is basic human need. And we tend to
Correct.
forget this as we grow up and as we start meeting targets and achieving milestones. We forget that this is what our needs are. I
Mm.
don't know if I should say this, but on LinkedIn I have posted this thing. Like it's not your KPIs that drive it. It is that mutual trust that you create with
Correct.
your team that takes
Totally.
the project that extra mile ahead. It's
Totally.
people
Totally.
don't sit there because of your KPIs. They sit there because they bond with you, or they respect you, or they like you, or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. So even even today's fast-paced school life, do you think that we are unintentionally losing the teacher-student relationship? What's your thoughts on this, Sneha? Because your vast experience of teaching, are we losing that relationship?
Um, I would say in this fast-paced schools, we are unintentionally losing the unhurried moments.
Okay.
I would say, like, if I will look back at what I did as a teacher, it was these small moments that created this trust and bonding. What was this small moment? A smile. You stand casually at the corridor, talk to them. You look into another project they're working upon. You inquire about their personal likes or
Mhm.
dislikes or hobbies or whatever they're playing. Like if they come back from a football game, I want to know who won, who
Hmm.
beat, who made maximum goals.
Hmm.
And it has nothing to do. They're not playing any major game, but it's just a break, something that they're playing in the game break. But it makes them connect with me, and these small unhurried moments used to create that love and bonding between us. They felt cared, and they felt joyful sharing
Mhm.
those moments with me because of this. I think extensive syllabus, assessments, technology
Hmm.
driven classrooms. The
Hmm.
workload is so much on the teacher also. It's very difficult for them to find these small moments where they can pause and reflect, and share
Hmm.
these moments of joy.
Yeah,
So
very.
I feel that is what, that sense of belonging doesn't come because of these unhurried moments. Like you mentioned about your daughter just now,
Hmm.
that
Yeah,
what she missed was that her teacher did not inquire about her.
yeah. About
That's
that.
all she missed.
Hmm.
And that's all
Yeah.
that matters. What the
Yeah.
teacher,
Yeah. Yeah.
other things that teacher did in that period
Hmm.
was not
Correct,
important.
yeah.
So,
That
Yeah.
is true.
And as you said,
so
maybe too many assignments, too many technology
yeah.
classes. That also is overburdening teachers to
So
inquire.
for yes, and for them it becomes a performance, right? It is more transactional than a
Mm.
connection.
Connection.
So if we cannot tell them to sit and connect now because they're busy connecting the technology factor into it. So
Mm.
that
Mm-mm-mm.
could be.
Okay.
So that made you to write a book, isn't it, Snehaji?
That's a long, long, long story.
Okay. So let's summarize your book actually once you written. I was looking at in your Amazon thing and read the snaps actually, little bit of snippets. But if you want to say something about your book and what you've written, and if you want to leave one echo in every teacher's mind, would that be actually?
I would focus on the echo that I would want a teacher to remember is that never underestimate your presence in the classroom.
Hmm.
It is your presence. The chalk may fade away, the lessons will be forgotten, but it is your personality,
Hmm.
your vibe, your being in the classroom. That is what students take away with them. And they remember that part for a long amount of time, a
Hmm.
long duration. Because in a classroom, see, at least I'm, of course, giving the bare minimum, but at least 40 pairs of eyes are watching you. They're
Yeah,
watching every minute, every second of you.
Oh.
So anything you say or do is absorbed by those children in that manner.
Hmm.
And the lesson comes afterwards. It is
yeah,
you as a person that impacts them first, So
yeah,
that presence makes a lasting impact, and it is that echo that endures long after the subject matter fades. That
certainly.
is it.
Yeah, well said.
And any message for your past students who's listening this podcast? What would you like to say them?
I hope they do. But yes, all I would definitely say is thank you. Thank you for being there. And I hope that I was able to shape you as much as you shaped me up as a person. And, those smiles of understanding, even they tried to encourage me and, keep me stable time and again in the classroom. So those
Mhm.
imprints are on my mind. Similarly, I hope they will remember that the feeling of being valued and heard more than lessons. And
Yeah.
I want my students to know that it was their presence in the classroom that
Mhm.
continues to echo in my life, reminding me that teaching is a shared connection.
Yeah. Teaching.
Valid point.
Yeah.
Very,
Teaching is a shared
very.
connection. That's true.
Teaching is a shared connection. Yes,
Yeah.
I know.
So,
Couldn't agree more.
yes,
Very right.
Snehaji, if we had to ask you, why should people read this book?
Oh my God.
Why should
So
we
many
read
things.
your book? If I have to buy
Why
the book, even why should I
Why
read
should
your
you
book? Why should Sanjeev read your book? Why should the subscribers, our viewers who are watching our podcast today, should read your book?
One, it will help you reconnect with your own memories. Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see yourself as a child in your own classroom, it will help you reconnect with a lot of your own inner child. And those feelings are very important to remain. Again, the simple truth, again, I will say, repeat, is everyone wants to be seen, heard, and acknowledged.
Mm.
This does not change no matter how old you grow, matter what hierarchy you are in your industry.
Mm.
You want to be seen, heard, and acknowledged. And because that does not change, this book applies to everybody across different professions. It is not meant for teachers. I mean, because the name has a teacher's enduring bonds,
Mm.
people say, oh, it's a teacher's book. It is not meant only for teachers. It has so many things for parents,
Mm.
how to look at teachers, because the story is about the unseen emotional journey of the teacher. What does she go through? She's also a human being,
Mm.
just like you are a human being and you have moods and things like that. Similarly, she has a life for herself.
True, true.
So that emotional journey you have to value and respect,
Mm.
and like you want to be respected in your profession, right?
Correct.
Like
Mhm.
that. So this book brings out all that, in the workplaces, how the team works and how leadership works and things like that.
Mm.
And these are those human moments where empathy changes outcomes and small acts create lasting impact.
Mm.
Well said.
Well said. And how do we buy this book? If our subscribers want to get this book, what are the different ways to buy this book?
It's available on Amazon.
Okay.
It is available both in soft copy and paperback. So whatever they want to read, some people like to read online, they can read it online.
Mm.
In fact, it's free on Kindle for Kindle Unlimited readers. It's
Okay.
free for them.
Okay.
And paperback, they can order from Amazon. If it's a bulk thing, they can contact me directly for bulk orders.
Okay. So you're also available on LinkedIn if the people want to connect with you on LinkedIn.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay, so thank you so much, Snehaji, for your time today. And as a message, everyone needs to be seen, heard, and acknowledged in any industry, or it may be a personal life. A very strong message we will carry today. And thank you for taking this time today to be in our channel. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
so
Snehaji. Thank
much.
you.
Thank you so much, Sanjeev, for being here. And thank you, Seema ji, for inviting me again. And it was a real pleasure talking to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.